Welcome. So I've been watching closely to the Western media and the European media and their coverage of the World Cup, has been very distasteful. Apparently they are mad that the World Cup is being held in Qatar. And as many people might know, Qatar has a different set of policies from the Western world and the European world. And so you saw where the members of the German football team, they were upset saying that certain colorful color people, they are not, getting rights in Qatar, and so they decided to basically cover their mouth when they were supposed to take their pictures for the World Cup. And it's no surprise that they lost in the first round and were the first major team to be sent packing. Because apparently they did not go to Qatar to play soccer or to play football. They went there to throw a hissy fit about somebody else's country. Now, can you imagine the people from the Middle East going to Europe or going to Germany and having demonstrations that, look, we don't agree with your policies, we don't agree with Christianity, we don't agree with whatnot? Can you imagine doing that? And the type of backlash that you would have gotten from the European society. They would not have that, and they would try their best to ban such teams from even participating in the events if they decided to take such an approach. But they feel that they have the power to go to somebody else's country and tell them what to do, tell them to change their own rules, tell them to change their own legislations, because guess what? Their voices don't matter. Only European voices matter. And you would think that in the year 2022, based on how many things, the human race has been through, pillaging, raping, bloodshed, slavery, the Holocaust and all of those things, you would think that the human race is way more developed now and that we are beyond things like that. You would think that we have reached a stage now when, we are able to understand that, look, we can agree to disagree, but apparently some European countries have still, been holding on to old principles, and they don't even realize that's what they're doing. Because they actually think that when they are going to these places and telling them that, look, we don't agree with what you're doing and whatnot, it's basically the same thing that you did how many 100 years ago. You went to places like Africa and you did not agree with the way the people were living. You saw them as pagans and you decided that you were going to beat them and slave them and Christianize them. You did not agree with their behavior and the type of life they were living, even though they saw it fit for themselves. You didn't see it fit because it didn't align with what you were doing in the Western world. So now in 2022, what you're doing is the same God Almighty thing. Why is it so hard for European countries to mind their own business? Why is it so hard? Why is it that other countries can mind their own business but you can't? Why is it that you can make rules, for your people, and others have to respect the rules that you made for your people, but you don't want to respect the rules that other countries have made for their people? Why? And that is quite sad, that it was brought to the World Cup. And guess what? It doesn't even stop there, because even recently I was, scrolling through Netflix and I saw where Netflix is promoting this documentary which is banning or bashing FIFA, branding FIFA as a corrupt organization and whatever. And then I started to think to myself, what if FIFA was a person? What if FIFA was a one person thing? They would have had sponsors pulling away and all of that. But guess what? FIFA is not controlled by the system. FIFA is its own boss. And that is why all the talking and the hissy fit that they have been throwing has been going unscathed and unheard. It is basically falling on deaf ears. You know what I mean? Because FIFA is their own boss and it is not controlled by Babylon. If it was controlled by Babylon, of course, you know, and when I say Babylon, I mean Europeans and whatnot. If it was being controlled by Europeans or the powers that be, of course, they would try to control the images, try to control the messaging, and use it to weaponize, you know, the type of agendas, the colorful agendas that they're pushing right now. But because they can't do that, they are carrying this hatred for FIFA. And trust me, I am so happy that FIFA is not basically rolling over and playing dead and allowing these people to control the narrative. You know what I mean? If you want to be a part of the festivities, be a part of the festivities, but keep your politics to yourself. Football is about joy. Football is about peace. Football is about mending bridges. You know what I mean? Football has been a force, you know what I mean? Especially the World Cup, which has brought different cultures together over the years, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want you coming in with your politics and your religious beliefs and whatever and trying to use the sport as a donkey or a horse, you know what I mean, to ride and basically push your narratives, you know what I mean? And so we are happy that FIFA has been holding out. And to all those countries that don't like it, then don't enter. Don't enter. Stay in your country with your own rules and play football to yourself with your like-minded people who are sheltered from, you know what I mean, basically opening their mind to other countries and their morals and their own principles. You know what I mean? Stay in your country if you don't want to be integrated in other societies, or if you're not willing to listen to the pleas and the plights of other people and the opinions of other people. And so this documentary that Netflix is pushing out, you know what I mean, that is not going to do anything, because at the end of the day, FIFA is FIFA and you do not control the narrative. You will not be able to Bill Cosby or to R. Kelly FIFA. You will not be able to Me Too FIFA, because FIFA does not need you for your sponsorship. They do not need your why up money. You know what I mean? They do not need your colorful money. You know what I mean? And that is such a good thing. And I hope FIFA continues to hold on to what they're holding on to and continue to spread the sports to all type of places. You know what I mean? To all races, all religions, all creed, all belief systems. Spread the sport. That is it. I'm out.
Said them is a scam and never got a pillar. Capation you to the ER and a Anthony Miller.